Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for yet more Resident Evil Remake. This is video number 7. And we're in the cave area now. And we're nearly coming out of the cave area. We're going to meet Lisa Trevor again in a bit. And I always kind of feel inclined to tell you guys the way that I record these videos. Like, some can be live commentary without commentary. Some people do post commentary. Unfortunately, I can't manage to do that with my Elgato. It's a long story as to why I can't. But I recorded parts 1 to 6 in one whole sitting. But this is the first part where I've had a break because I had to have my tea. I had a curry. Very nice indeed it was too. And let's just get past these motherfuckers. As such, it's about an hour and a half since I saved the game for the second time. Went off and now I'm back. But the weird thing is, when I put the Resi Origins Collection disc in and picked Resi Remake, because it gives the option of playing Zero or Remake, I put it in and the game started up from where I was. So it just, the game came on and I was Jill standing there next to the typewriter. Like, it didn't come on the usual way, like the introduction of Capcom and shit like that, and the loading screen, and I had to load it up. It was already loaded up, but when I came off the game, I took the disc out, and I'm pretty sure I turned the console off, although I must admit I don't remember doing so, but oh, got that wrong. But yeah, it's really, really peculiar. I've never known that to happen, and I'm just querying why that is. Maybe it's because I left the console on, but it can't be, because if I take a disc out of the Xbox One, but keep the console on, the game obviously goes off and I have to reload it again. But these modern consoles, they do irritate me sometimes, especially when I've not had it turned on for a week. Then I turn it on and find out, oh look, there's a new update that's going to take you 20 fucking minutes to install.
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here, but I didn't expect to find a place like this. Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
There's only one way to find out.
So there's just quite a bit of backtracking here, and then we'll be into the labs. But this is the part of the game where there's quite a lot of Lisa Trevor action.
It could be a person. Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
Barry Burton, a real gentleman, getting a lady to check it out. But let's do so anyway. So what I like to do here with Lisa Trev is let her come here, because she won't appear until you walk backwards and the camera angle changes. But she won't hit me. This playthrough has been full of mistakes, riddled with them, but I know how to avoid Lisa Trevor here, and it's important you do so because she deals a hell of a lot of damage to you. But we're going to do a bit of typical box pushing, and then get some, I believe, magnum bullets that should be here, that I didn't know existed until a few playthroughs ago, and I was really surprised. I don't think they're there on hard, but I'll show you guys in a second. Most people probably know about them already, but I never knew they existed. They're kind of hidden. Goodbye, dear box. And this whole area is brand new to the Resident Evil remake. None of this shit was in the original, but here we go. I didn't know this existed. Well, a few playthroughs ago, and on normal difficulty at least, there are magnum rounds up here. On hard, I would guess there aren't, but... And a clip, but like I said in the previous part, there really is a surplus of clips around here. We don't need them all. Well, a few people have been saying that, obviously, it's late August 2016 when I'm recording this, that Resi Remake 2 is going to be out soon. And a lot of people are saying that maybe there'll be a demo of the second game, the remake of the second game, with Resi 7. It's a kind of cool idea, but I don't see it myself. But hopefully, sometime in 2017, we'll see maybe a trailer or some kind of picture footage. Maybe not full gameplay. I want them to take the time, and I think it's a good thing that they have so far taken their time with doing this, because obviously it's very important. Probably working hard at it right now. Right now, if I had to make a prediction in August 2016, I'll put my neck on the line and say we're gonna get a release date of May 2018. There you go. It's kind of agonising when there's a game you're really looking forward to and you've got to wait a long time for it. Or there's a lot of hype about it before it comes out. But with Resi 7, I mean, I'm not sure how hyped I am for it, because obviously it's going to be completely different within the first-person perspective, and with it being a world away from what Resi 5 and 6 and the Revelations games were, but there's not that long to wait, and it's really cool when that's the case. Because they don't need to do loads of promotion for the game, because the franchise is so big, they know that it'll sell incredibly well regardless. Jesus Christ, I've got shitloads of loot here. Now we've got 16 magnum bullets. We're looking good. I wouldn't like to put an exact time frame on it, but I would predict that within the next 12 months you'll see my crisp playthrough of Resi Remake. It's going to be more strenuous. Oh wow. God, where's she going? I've never seen that before. Just want to lead her around here a bit more. But with the crisp playthrough, I'd probably like to do a practice run beforehand, because I'm going to leave those herbs, I don't need them. Because obviously he's only got 6 inventory slots, and there is more backtracking with him, and the game is just a little bit harder, really. Well, not just a little bit, it is harder. He doesn't get a grenade launcher for a start. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. And here we've got the stone object, the stone ring. And there's the picture of Lisa Trevor back in the day. A really harrowing story, really. And I think that's one of the best things about Remake, without a shadow of a doubt, is the additional story. And it works really well, it's eerie, it's fascinating, and it's fucked up. And I think with Remake 2, maybe we will see more character development of Mr. Robert Kendo. I think his first name's Robert, but Kendo, and also Marvin. And maybe they'll do a kind of Richard situation where they don't necessarily both die at the start of the game, but then they get killed anyway. But anyway, we've got the stone and metal objects. I've got a health item. I've got everything I need. So now we've got to basically backtrack one last time throughout this whole area. And then we get a new area to explore as well. You might hear a bit of a din in the background. That's because my laptop seems to be struggling to process this at the moment. It was handling it okay before, but just struggling now. Not that much, but it's a pretty quiet laptop, all things considered. I am looking, by the way, for a new setup, a new desktop computer, because the fact of the matter is, desktops in 2016 are so small that they are portable. You can move them around the house. The last desktop computer I had was a Dell computer, and I'm never getting a Dell again. And although I'm not a computer expert, I would recommend people stay away from Dell computers. They are fucking horrific, and they are riddled with bloatware and McAfee, which is terrible itself. And yeah, I did not have a good experience with that. No end to the problems I had. But I've had this Lenovo laptop now for just 2 weeks short of 5 years. And overall, it's been really good. It's a dual-core i5 processor, 6GB of RAM, 500GB memory. It's got a webcam inbuilt to it. It's decent. It's not for gaming though. It's not got a proper graphics card, but I want to get a pretty good desktop that can play games. Like, I'm not talking brand new games, high end. You know, kind of maxed out graphics, but one that can handle modern games with a good processor. I'm thinking quad-core i7 6th gen Intel. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me acting as if I know what I'm talking about. I really don't, but I know that quad-core is basically the best in terms of the processor or some shit like that. And I'm sure people would say, well, what are you going to be doing that's so intensive? But streaming and video making constantly eats up space on your hard drive. I know that. And also with the Elgato, I want to do what's called Stream Command, but to do so you need a really powerful system, and it won't even let me do it on this laptop because it's not powerful enough. And that basically is overlays for Twitch and having your webcam on whilst you stream or record. And obviously I can't do that now, and I'm getting a HD webcam soon as well. So it's another string to my bow. It's something that I want to do. But to do so I've got to get a new system. But I've been having a look online, and you know, the sales of laptops and desktops have been steadily declining in the world since 2010. I didn't know that. But that's all. Lisa Trevor. But that's all because of people using mobiles and tablet devices now. Mainly casual people who are just on the internet to browse and not really do too much, you know. They're not buying desktops and laptops anymore. So I'm going to use another ink ribbon here because Lisa Trevor can potentially kill you. It shouldn't happen, but I'm not taking any risks. I'll probably save the game one more time, a fourth time, just before the end as well. And I think I'm going to get me incendiary grenades out here also, for a specific reason when I get to the lab. Because these are spur rounds anyway, so who gives a fuck. Oh, but I'm forgetting, I also need the medals. Creepiest areas of the game, and this game is damn creepy. It's probably the most eerie, creepy, genuinely intimidating and unsettling Resident Evil game, I'd say, in terms of its setting.
Jill, you're alive. I was worried, because I thought you were...
Barry Barton.
Start talking.
Calm down. I didn't want to do it. Believe me, I can explain.
Don't lie to me.
Lisa Trevor is interrupting this party, ladies and gentlemen.
No time to talk. Jill, hand me my gun.
So if you don't give Barry his gun back here, he will die.
Thanks, Jill.
So we're going for the good ending. We'll give that motherfucker his gat. And we've got to take these 4 kind of stone object pillar things off here. And typically in this playthrough where nothing has gone right, we've been hit by Lisa Trevor. No word of a lie, I can't remember the last time that I've been hit by her. Just every single battle that happens in this playthrough, I'm just going to get hit and then end up saying, oh, that didn't happen last time. Never on light caution. She deals a lot of damage to you, she really does. Gotta be careful. One more hit on dark caution would have killed me though. Would you call me a terrible person if I told you I laughed my ass off at that cutscene the first time I saw it? I really did.
I don't believe that thing's really dead. Leave this place up to me and go on ahead.
Okay.
Hey Barry, that rhymed. He's a sick poet, ladies and gentlemen. So it's to the lab area we go. And it's about this stage where I realise that we're really close to the end, and it surprises me every time because I guess it's the same with the original, but even more so with Remake. Once you get to this area, the labs do not take long at all. And I do think it's kind of a shame that you don't spend longer in this area coming up the lab. Same with Resi 2 and even Resi 3 with the dead factory. It's called a factory, but let's admit it, it's a lab. Oh yeah. So there's 2 more MO discs. I'm going to have to get my MO disc out here. Get your MO disc out for the lads. And I'm also going to be burning a few zombies up with the incendiary shells, so they don't come back as Crimson Heads and get in my way during the time when I can't run, when I've got the, I can't remember what it's called, that thing that basically blows your ass up. That's the technical term, I do believe. It's probably a bit of a waste, but I don't really want to use the shotgun here because if I do, then it might not actually headshot them. Yeah, just burn me. I don't know with fire like that if it actually can knock you down to dark caution or whatnot. Are you for fucking real? Are you for fucking real? The biggest mass retardation thing I've seen in this playthrough. And my god, I've seen some. That is one of my favourite sayings, a mass retardation. Anyway, we've got another an MO disc, a Michael Owen disc. Got our second one, and we need to put the Michael Owen disc into the GameCube. Oh, yes, we do. And I've just realised that this is the ultimate guy that I needed to burn. And I've not managed to, because I've no bullets left. And typically, his head hasn't come off. And now, I'm back to the problem that I wanted to avoid. So I'm going to have to backtrack, get the lighter and the kerosene, and burn him. So after all that fucking bullshit, I'm backtracking. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. Ras retardation. Ras retardation. Well, at least I can put some acid shells in the grenade launcher, I guess. For what it's worth. I tend to conserve my ammo a little bit too much by the time I get to the lab and realise that I could have probably used some extra firepower. I mean, the fact of the matter is I've only got bloody 4 bullets in the shotgun here. I think I might put the shotgun away. No, I'll put the handgun away. I don't need it. Oh man, such a pain in the ass. Oh! Got a few more shells. So a fuel canteen. But hey, you know what? To anyone who's not played this game, or people who, I don't know, want to play it but watch, because like I said, there's a lot of people, a lot of younger people that are like that these days, and I don't like that. Everyone can play the game how they want to if they pay for it, that's fine. But personally, I don't understand why in the modern day people watch a game being played and then buy it. I don't understand that, and I never will. But that might well be the case here. And if it is, I'm going to showcase to you what it's like to burn a zombie with a kerosene and the lighter. Because I get a lot of people when I'm streaming that come in and say, shall I play this game? Is it worth buying? And I say, well, maybe, you know, money doesn't come easily and they don't want to waste the money. Sometimes you've got to make that risk though, you see. But this game is well worth the money, don't worry. Jesus. More Magnum ammo here. Fucking hell, you know what? I hate to do this. Well, I'm going to waste that. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think my health is the best it can be. So it's not a waste after all. Anyway, here is John. And then Ada. And after this, the extra password to get into the locked doors is actually Mall, I believe, on the original. I don't know why that's the case, but here it is Cell. And that unlocks some doors for us. The one upstairs, and the one on this floor as well. So let's shut Windows 95 down and be on our merry way. Where are we going now? Let me see. Let's go back upstairs. So this area in particular is as good as identical really to the original. There's a few rooms here and there that are slightly different. This one being one of those. So we've got another MO disc there. I'm not going to take it right now. Let me just... Oh, I've done an... Oh, fuck. 4862, I believe. 4682 then. Fuck it. Wait a minute. It's here. Showing all the team. That guy on the right looks familiar. I'll tell you that much. I think it's 8462. Oops. Fucking hell, this is such a pain in the ass, man. You gotta wait for it. I'm so impatient. It's a byproduct of the 21st century. I'm aware of that, but can you hurry the fuck up, please? Know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, we've got the laboratory key, and the master key, if you will. But our inventory's full, which is a pain in the fucking ass. I'm going to get rid of the kerosene and lighter, come back here, get the third MO disc, put them into the game cubes, use the laboratory key, and then we'll be right close to the end. But there's quite a bit of to-ing and fro in here, a lot of bullshit. But as you can see, in terms of ammo, you know, I've played like shit, but you have enough ammo on this game, you really do. It's the health which is the main worry. And even then you get enough, but playing this on hard difficulty as Chris on real survival as well, for me, that's the ultimate challenge. Real survival, if you don't know, is basically that all the boxes in the game aren't interconnected. Like, if you put something in a box at the bottom floor of the mansion, you know, the bottom right of the mansion, where the inventory box is, and any other box in the game, let's say you put bullets there, those bullets will not be there. They'll only be in that specific box. And that's the way that the original Resi was meant to be. And I'm glad it's not, because that would have been too painstaking. And to be honest with you, when I did my real survival playthroughs, I didn't exactly enjoy them. Because of that reason. Another health item on the floor there. I think I've gone in a room that I don't need to go in here. Yeah, that's just a puzzle room. If you do that puzzle correctly, it'll show you the words C-E-L-L, cell, which we just did ourselves, of course. But I think there's a lab zombie in here. These lab zombies are really cool. Sometimes it can be a naked zombie. Let's see. Ah, it's a naked one, actually. And just so this motherfucker doesn't come back, I'm going to burn him with one of these incendiary bullets. There we go. This is the compound that I was talking about before. Fuel may explode. But I'm not going to take it. I was just going to show you guys. But I'm not now. But here's one of the game cubes. One out of 3 unlocked. Just another 2 to go.